Good evening or good afternoon or good something, because I don't know when we're going to post this one, because we are now 5 deep.
Yes, sir.
You're not going to make a joke of that?
I thought about it, but I'm not gonna.
But you're not going to?
No.
All right. Well, this is game 3 between Zdra and Ivernus. Last 2 games proving to be very interesting indeed. Both players very good, and Ivernus showing that he has a really, really good mid-game. And so Zdra would have been the one to pick this map. Jeff, what map are we on right now? I don't recognize this map.
This is Blistering Sands.
Are you sure? I'm not sure if that sand is blistering enough. I'm not convinced that... is it?
This is the map we all love. This is Blistering Sands, and it looks like Zdra picked this map, and this map is very good for Protoss. And in this tournament,
Jeff.
loser does pick.
Jeff.
Yes, Adam.
Jeff.
Yes?
I have a question for you.
What is the question, Adam?
Does this map have any destructible rocks, maybe?
Yes, this map does have destructible rocks.
Where are they?
We have destructible rocks here. Here.
Uh-huh.
Here.
Tell me more.
And here.
Very nice.
And, you know...
If you're a Protoss...
If you're...
what might you do?
If you're a Protoss player, you're going to want to put a pylon here.
Uh-huh.
If you're a Zerg player, you're going to want to put an Overlord here. If you're a Terran, you're going to want to put a supply depot or SCV or something just to make sure that your rocks are not being destroyed.
Let's say I have short-term memory. What if you're a Protoss?
If you're Protoss, you're going to want to put a pylon like right around here.
Uh-huh, and Terran?
I'm not even going to answer that question anymore. I'm going to get right into the game here. And it looks like Zdra still doing that build where he blocks off the mineral line on one of the sides here to make sure that no fast Ling or Ling, period, can get in there and do some serious damage.
Yeah, I do that a lot actually myself. I don't do it a lot on Blistering Sands because the ramps are narrow enough to do most of the walling off for you. So, you know, well, maybe that's just something that he does. And it's not going to hurt him by any stretch of the imagination. And he usually does make an attempt to block off the ramp anyway, even if he does do this. And so, you know, you can't really fault him for it, and it does do a really good job. It won't completely stop the Ling from getting in, but what it does is it reduces the number of places that if you have Sentry, you need to throw down a force field in order to trap units or you know, repel units from getting into your mineral line. And so in that, it is a really good thing to do. And, you know, keep in mind here where he put that pylon and his 2 gateways. Some people will put the pylon on the outside and put the gateways on the inside. Obviously not the smart thing to do there because the pylon will go down so easily. So that's something else to keep in mind. Is that a spine crawler that's down there? Real quick, that's a pretty quick and I don't know if necessary spine crawler.
I have absolutely no idea what you just said for about the last 60 seconds.
You just like gap.
I was totally thinking about what I'm going to eat for supper, and I had I'm just hoping and praying that what you said made sense.
I was talking about your mom for the last 60 seconds. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel special.
All right.
So, yes, I did hear the spine crawler part, and this is kind of, I don't understand it. He is getting a roach warren down. He does have his gas going. That's all good. Still
another spine crawler?
Another spine crawler now going down. I don't know if he's scared of some fast zealots. I don't know what kind of information he got that would tell him that. Even though there is 3 gateways in there. I'm just going to quickly take a look since I wasn't paying attention because I'm such an awesome caster. So he did see that there are 3 gateways going down. So maybe that is what he's worried about. And that does throw up some red flags saying, look, there's no cybernetics core down. There is 3 gateways. He's mining from 1 gas. I'm thinking he's going to push with some serious zealots.
But at the same time, that is basically the exact same thing that Zdra's been doing every single game. He doesn't necessarily build like most Protoss guys. I think his Cybernetics core is down now, and it has been down for a little bit. He likes to get 3 gate, then Cybernetics core, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because he does do a little bit of zealot pushing, but nothing to the extent that would, you know, stop him from getting a Cybernetics core early enough to get that quick locate. But he is taking down one of those destructible rocks I might throw. And look, the Overlord just showed up in time.
Yeah, he's doing a good job at scouting. I will have to disagree with what you said there, though.
What? You disagree with me?
Yeah, you know what? Usually he does get a Cybernetics core before he gets 3 gateways.
Really?
He has been going either 1 gate, then Cybernetics core, or 2 gate, then Cybernetics core. Not yet has he ever just gotten 3 gates and then a Cybernetic core. So I'm going to... I'm going to say no.
There you go.
This is red flags for Zealots, and this is exactly what Ivernus is preparing for. He does have 6 Zealots right now, so that is quite a bit of Zealots, even though 3 of them are not up at the base, 3 of them over here, and these roaches will be able to take out these Zealots with relative ease, because for one, they can do the kiting, can do the micro. I don't know, there you go, needs to run those Zealots away, and these roaches, too bad they didn't have speed right now, but still going to pick off these Zealots with relative ease here, and now Warp Gate finally going at the 7-minute and 30-second mark of this game. He is behind quite a bit right now. The only thing that I can say is if Ivernus didn't waste the money here on so many spine crawlers, and would have he could have had a counter, and or he could have had an expansion.
Yeah, no, that's totally right. And as we see, we do have roach speed coming down. It is only close to halfway, but that's okay because Warp Gate also only about halfway done, which is kind of strange for 8 minutes into the game. Normally that's when it has been done for like a minute and a half at this point, and this is when the push happens.
I will say that they're both kind of slower at the beginning of this game, and it's not giving either one of them an advantage.
No.
So right now, luckily, both of them are kind of slowed up. I think that they're feeling the pressure that this is the final game of the round. The winner of this game will go into the finals. So I think that may be weighing on their mind. And also at the time, we were live casting this over the internet, and there was quite a few people watching at the same time. So nerves, pressure, I don't know what it is here. A couple of small mistakes on both players, but I think more mistakes here on Zdra's part. But even though we are starting to see some Void Rays.
Void Rays coming out. Very interesting indeed. I'm not sure what he has planned for those. Maybe he's going to use them as a harass, or maybe he'll just use them as solid backup units. They are extraordinarily powerful behind a wall of Stalker Zealot. Some people like to throw in 1 or 2 Immortal on top of that and really mess stuff up. But another Nidus. You know what? Ivernus really favoring the Nidus, and last match it did all
this is going to get pinged off here. Whoa.
It might get pinged off, but at the same time, you know what?
There we go.
He sees it. He sees it, and that's going to... well, now he knows it's there. So now he's probably going to have to say, all right, I might want to get some Hydra.
If I had to add one thing here, I like the fact that he is getting Void Ray. It is switching up his game a little bit. Ivernus probably not expecting it. One thing that I cannot agree with here is how Zdra is letting this guy do these game after game after game.
Over and over again.
You would think that, he would have stopped this by now. And here we go. We're going to have a battle here, and he needs to get all these Roach right back inside that Nidus Worm, because this Void Ray, with the combination of Zealots and Stalkers, those
absolutely
Roach
destroy them.
Yeah, those Roach have absolutely not a chance in the holiest of holy hell to even get remotely any damage done on that base, and he does retreat there, keeping his units alive. What I like to see, what I would love to see, is for him to finally get an expansion. This Zerg is playing a serious 1 base right now, and against a pretty tough Protoss player, it is going to fail horribly.
Yeah, 1 base Zerg at this point in the match versus a 1 base Protoss, not the greatest of balance for that, but we are seeing that there is going to be an expansion be put down real quick at the same time. Oh look, here's a couple of Void Rays to really mess up his day, and there's not a whole lot that he can do about it, because I don't think he has anything to really hit up the air yet. Oh, there is a couple of spore colonies down and some queens. That's right, and there are the queens.
And if he can use transfusion correctly on... but he has a Phoenix
to ruin the day.
Still using transfusion to keep that alive. Was doing a little bit of damage to that Void Ray, but this queen is going down. If you know what, if he just went got a couple more Void Rays and another Phoenix, he could be game over. It could be game real quick, especially when you're picking up queens like that, and is forcing now Ivernus to build another hatchery inside his base, because at this point he cannot build another hatchery, he cannot get an expansion, and he needs more larvae. This is desperation. This is not looking good.
No, you have the Zerg against the ropes when you do see them throw down another hatchery inside their main like that. It just tells you right off the bat that they have more money than larvae that they can deal with, and that is basically your cue to really start putting on the pressure.
I'm trying to figure out why he's not using these.
He's admiring them.
Like, he could at least be back here doing some damage. I mean, he has 1 queen and a spore crawler.
Yeah, there's not a whole
He
lot.
can go back here, take out that, make sure he's not building.
All of his tech units are tech buildings are in the back, really
Sitting
not
pretty,
protected.
just sitting there.
Not protected by anything.
No.
And he could do absolutely huge damage, and he's not. I don't know what his thought process is there. He is taking the time out to expand because he knows that he has forced his opponent to not be able to expand. But
Another
past
thing,
that,
another thing, I have to cut you off here because
More
this
roach?
is I'm trying to figure out after seeing Void Ray, why is he not getting a Hydralisk Den, B, more Queen, but instead he's just getting more Roach?
well, if he's okay, he's got another. Oh my lord!
But he's sitting right in front of all, and he's got Immortal here. No,
That's gonna end very poorly. for
no,
him.
you do not do that. This is, I don't see the thought process in this.
Well, if he okay, well let's say he scouted and he saw that there's no more Void Ray coming in. It's just the two.
Oh, he's gonna kill that worm, and they're
He's
gonna
gonna kill that
stop.
worm and they're gonna be dead. If he did see that and he just said, okay, well, there's just going to be 2 for harassment, he can get away with using queens and 1 spore crawler to defend himself. He still needs something other than Roach. I think what he's trying to do is avoid doing basically what Zdra probably wants him to do, and that is mass up Hydra as a hard counter or something to those Void Ray.
Yeah.
Because if he did that, he'd be in even more trouble than he is now. But I do agree that he probably should at least mix up his unit composition a bit more. He is what is he getting, Burrow or something like that now? Is that what that is?
He's getting Burrow, he's getting Fungal Growth. He's getting a couple of things right now, but I mean, nothing that's
going to help him a great deal.
I really hate the fact that, I don't know. He might have been keeping those guys out there to make sure that an expansion wasn't going up or a drone didn't get out. But at the same time, he could have been doing some damage with those Void Rays.
And here comes the cavalry coming across the map. This is an absolutely huge Protoss push. There are 3 Immortals, a bunch of Stalker, good Sentry in there, and a nice amount of Zealot to put up front as a meat shield. This could be an absolutely devastating attack, if not game, because basically at this point, Ivernus has been building up nothing but his economy when he had to put in that hatchery inside his main, still with no expansion. And if he gets up inside here, those Immortal by themselves are going to do absolute wonders against those Roach, and this is probably going to be game over.
Oh, this isn't probably going to be game over.
This
is going to be game over. That is a lot of units. That is basically every unit in the Protoss arsenal except for a Mothership and a Colossus.
It's 100% game over, not from concentrate.
Yes. Okay. But yeah, no, this is it. I mean, Ivernus making some mistakes there. Zdra also making a couple of mistakes there, but kind of
he kind of got away with slacking.
He did that time because Ivernus was just, I think Ivernus was very undecided about what he was doing that game. And that with the pressure, I think, got to him there. And a GG is thrown out, and that is done. And it looks like Zdra is going to the finals.
Moving on to the finals. So, well, I'm not going to say who else is there because, again, we don't know what order we're putting these up in. But you know what? Hey, man, I noticed you put up the Lone Marine video.
Yeah, for those who don't know, you can go and check. You can go and check out the Marine Diaries. It's a new series that me and Adam's working on. We got a lot more episodes coming out for you guys, but we're not going to say a whole lot more.
No, because we got to go.
This is Maximus Black.
This is Nova War.
And we are signing out.
Peace.
Peace out.